In this lecture, I'm going to be talking about what are the implications of a media culture, a global media culture, which comes essentially from the United States. How do we theoretically make sense of it? What kind of approaches we might need to understand why is it that US generated or inspired content has that amazing acceptability around the world. So I'm going to start with a map which I found on the internet. I don't know who devised it, but I found it interesting because it looks at how the Americans see the world. Rather, American media see the world. Of course, this is a mock map, so not accurate. But if you look at it carefully, it reflects a certain approach that the mainstream US media has towards the world at large. So in this formulation, apart from Europe, much of the world is full of problems, right? Europe is okay, Canada is okay, but Africa is an empty space. In other words, nothing happens in Africa. Latin America is known only for cocaine and coffee. Oil and war is the story for Middle East. Japan is radioactive, so you don't go there. We dropped a bomb there, and 2 days later we dropped another one. So it's radioactive. Don't go there here, which is Vietnam. Lot of napalm still in the soil, so avoid that. I don't know who made this map, but there is a small mistake between India and China. It should be other way around. Microsoft is India and Nike is China. So they are like producing India IT and China manufacturing. One of the most accurate thing that I saw in this map, speaking half jokingly, is the 51st state. UK shown as 51st state. In fact, there is a very interesting novel by that title, written by a former editor-in-chief of the Guardian newspaper in London, where he looks at this future scenario where UK has become the 51st state, and given UK foreign policy convergence with the US, it's not that far-fetched an idea. But the point of this map is to show the distortions, the stereotypes, the limitations of a world defined by the US media. You could make a similar argument about the Chinese view of the world, or the Indian view of the world, or African view of the world, or this. But unlike Africans or Indians or Chinese even, the American media is everywhere. Yeah, so how they represent the world becomes important because it has implications for other nations. Now, how do we make sense of this phenomena, the American domination? There is an old school approach, which is we go back to the notion of imperialism, that America is an empire, and like previous imperial powers, it dominates. Imperialism in this definition is the essence of this domination of one nation over another. The relationship might be direct or indirect, and might be based on mixture of military, political, and economic controls. It doesn't talk about culture. Yeah? And we are talking about culture in this lecture. So imperialism is too broad a concept, and it looks at basically political and economic aspects of domination of one country over another. And that's a very old discourse, and imperialism is not necessarily a Western concept. There are empires in other parts of the world, and they have dominated, they have shaped discourse. So let's narrow it down a little bit and look at what is called cultural imperialism. Now, this idea is associated most closely with the work of late Herbert Schiller. And this quotation I have taken from his 1976 book. The summer processes by which a society is brought into the modern world system and how its dominating structure is attracted, pressured, forced into shaping social institutions to correspond to or even to promote the values and structures of the dominant center of the system. So, talking about how you change values, whether by coercion or by bribery or by persuasion, yeah, to conform to the dominant value systems. This may include education, this may include social values, this may include class values, this may include religious values. Okay. Culture is a very complicated term. So, cultural imperialism again is a very broad area, and you could argue that there are cultural imperialism within a nation state. Yeah, there are, different countries have different regional cultures, local cultures, village-based cultures. So, if you start thinking in those terms, there are various complications in the debate. In Schiller's formulation, and remember this interesting time, 76, in the 1970s, this was a major debate, and the debate was actually taking place at an international level within the United Nations. This was the time when there was a very heated conversation going on within UNESCO for what was then called a new world information and communication order, that the existing communication order was unfair to much of the world. There were imbalances, there were distortions in what gets covered, like that map I showed you earlier. So, Schiller's work has to be seen in that historical context where it emerged from. It was looking at sort of nation state level. It was US versus the rest. Again, as I say, broad discourse, so narrow it down a bit further and look at what is described as media imperialism. The work is associated with Oliver Boyd Barrett, who in fact in 2014, many years later, when this concept had become less fashionable, actually wrote which is the first book-length study of media imperialism. He defines it as, and this is his original article in 1977, the process whereby the ownership, structure, distribution or content of the media in any one country are singly or together subject to substantial external pressures from the media interests of any other country or countries without proportionate reciprocation of influence by the country so affected. In other words, it is talking about the imbalance in media flow. It is one-way flow from north to south, and within the north there is a core, which is an Anglo-American core, largely American than Anglo, right? And therefore, there is an imbalance. There is very little reverse traffic. Most of the traffic is from the north to the south, and therefore, it creates a certain kind of domination, and it was formulated in the context of imperial domination. There was other work at that time which developed this idea further and looked at what are the manifestations of media imperialism. Where do you see it? How do you measure it? One area of study was looking at television program exports. Remember, television, unlike today, which now it's a global phenomena, in the 70s and 80s, it was still relatively small. It was a elite medium. Yeah? It hadn't reached the mass audience in the rest of the world. Of course, in the first world it had, but what was then called the third world, it was not a mass medium. So a lot of programming was imported from the United States. The other area where this was manifest was ownership structure and control of media. Even before globalization happened, in many developing countries, media outlets were actually owned by foreign powers, often colonial powers, former colonial powers. Transfer of metropolitan broadcasting norms and institutionalization of media commercialism at the expense of public interest. Yeah. Again, something which has become much more pronounced today, because we are living in a much more commercialized world. But even in 1970s and 80s, the concern that commercialization of mass media is going to undermine public interest was being voiced by many people. And the worry of, in this context, invasion of capitalistic worldviews and infringement upon the indigenous way of life of the recipient nations. So, invasion through skies, cultural invasion. C.C. Lee, who is a distinguished Chinese professor, now retired, this was his PhD, Media Imperialism Reconsidered. So, in the 70s, this was published in 1980, so the work was done in the late 70s. This was a big debate, and it fitted with this UNESCO debate about the New World Information and Communication Order. And the debate was essentially grounded in neo-Marxism, yeah, which was looking at political economy of international media industries. It was a very influential discourse, but it was also flawed in some senses. So what it didn't do very well was to differentiate between these so-called third world countries. So in their formulation, Singapore, which is a city-state, pretty prosperous city-state, even then in 1970s, and India or China, which are continent-sized countries, were in the same category. Okay. India actually did not have a lot of Western programming on its television. Yeah. But in their formulation, it was the same undifferentiated mass of so-called third world countries. That was one problem. The other problem was it didn't really take into account the audiences. Yeah? Okay, there is export of programming, but who is watching it? And how is it affecting their value systems? There was virtually no work done on that. And in any case, it's a very difficult work to do. How do you measure something as intangible as media and culture? So, this is a debate which continues even today, the so-called media effects debate. How does media influence audiences? And at that time, this was, apart from a few countries, this was a hugely underdeveloped area of research and scholarship. So, very quickly, I want to just pick a few approaches of media effects. One is, in a very broad sense, cognitive. How exposure to certain media or certain information sources affects the way we think. See, if you ask an average person in China or in India or in Brazil, what what do they think of Africa? Average person, I'm saying, not university age students, average person. They would have a rather distorted view of a continent which has more than 50 countries. And the majority of these countries are not involved in civil war. They're okay. But the image one gets of Africa is constant extreme poverty and civil wars. If you think you can count the countries where there is a civil conflict today on your one hand. Or if you reverse that argument, see how people see in Africa, the Western world, for instance. They would assume that everybody is very rich and comfortable and have this wonderful life. In fact, in the United States, for example, there is a huge underclass of people live in extreme poverty in the richest country on the planet. So, cognition is important, and media can influence and does influence how we think about the world. The other approach is affective, how you feel. And here again the emotional element is important. Visuals can be very important. How this can be used and is used to achieve political aims, social movements, helping the refugees, for instance. You show a lot of children queuing up for food, and you can generate more money to say, well, this, you're affecting people's emotion, you're affecting them to think about how you might help the needy. So feeling, and especially visuals, are very, very important in that. And finally, the behavioral aspect of it. How media images can influence the way you act. So think of India against corruption movement in this country, and think of the role of communication and media in that. How it created a certain debate within the country and actually outside too, that the most important issue was how to deal with corruption. It dominated headlines for days on end. It dominated social media. It brought hundreds and thousands of young people onto the streets of Indian cities. And there are numerous examples I can give you from around the world. So all this discussion about how media influences, whether it's in terms of thinking or feeling or acting, was almost entirely missing from the cultural and media imperialism discourses that I mentioned earlier. Therefore, we need to think of something slightly different, because media and cultural imperialism, though hugely influential and extremely important ways of thinking about the world, because it talks about the structures and institutions these are very important to see how these linkages operate and what impact these have on policy, for example. But there are other ways too to think about, especially something as complex as the notion of culture. And therefore, a kind of older discourse which is associated with Gramsci is perhaps more useful to deploy to understand cultural globalization. Gramsci was an Italian thinker. He was actually put in prison by the fascists, and while he was in prison, he wrote notes. It's called Notes from Notebook from Prison. Prison Notebook, where he essentially talked about different aspects of Italian history. But he came up with a notion of hegemony, which he defines here as cultural institutions like the media are part of a process by which a worldview compatible with the existing structures of power in society is reproduced. A process which is decentralized, open to contradiction and conflict, but generally effective. Hegemony is an interesting way of thinking about media and cultural expansion and adoption. I'm just going to spend a few more minutes to explain this in a little more detail. Here are two definitions of hegemony. One by Todd Gitlin, the systematic but not necessarily or even usually deliberate engineering of mass consent to the established order. Engineering of mass consent to the established order. Okay? You manufacture consent. A famous book by Noam Chomsky and Edward Herman. Another definition from Raymond Williams, the famous British cultural historian and critic. He was a theatre professor at Cambridge University. Hegemony does not passively exist as a form of dominance. It has continually to be renewed, recreated, defended, and modified. So, as an example, for instance, think of the Cold War. Yeah. For 50 years, from 1945, end of the Second World War, all the way to 1991, when it formally ended with the disintegration of the Soviet Union. The world was divided artificially, if you like, into two camps, capitalist and communist. The biggest threat in Western discourses to the world peace was the red threat, that the Russians are coming. They are going to take over the world. In reality, and this is now in public domain, there's a lot of work being done. University of Chicago has a whole Cold War project where they produce dozens of books on it. And reports that by 1980s, early 80s, late 70s, it was known that Soviet Union was really not in the same position to compete with the West. It was bankrupt. The military expenditure had made it bankrupt. But in the mainstream media discourse, the debate was retained that this is the biggest threat to the world. As the Cold War ended, suddenly a new threat emerged. Islam became the biggest threat to the world. So you have to ask, how did that happen? What is the role of media in creating that consensus, manufacturing, engineering that consensus? So it has to be recreated, changed, adapted, etc. How it works, this is important to realize. Legitimacy is essential. So the US president can go and bomb Iraq, but he has to get it through his Congress. Legitimacy is important. Yeah? Hegemonic values as common sense. You see it especially in news operations. There's a common sense view of the world. Now, it's not necessarily the right view, but this is how it is projected, and this is the right view. And because media in the Western world especially are relatively autonomous, they are not controlled directly by the state as it is in many other cases. So they have greater degree of credibility, and therefore their hegemonic discourse gets greater visibility and acceptance than would have been the case if the media were actually controlled by the state, as is the case in China. We say, okay, that's the Chinese government's view. We don't say that necessarily about the BBC or about New York Times. So I would suggest that hegemony is a much more nuanced theoretical approach in understanding cultures of globalization. Let me end with 3 points about cultural globalization. Because it's still relatively new phenomena. We're talking about 20 years and it's still unfolding. One of the big debates is between homogenization and heterogenization. This idea that we're all becoming very similar versus the debate that no, actually the diversity is growing because the world has become more globalized. That's one area of discussion and debate. The other is about what is called global localization. As I mentioned earlier, these big conglomerates are constantly using local strategies to appear indigenous rather than foreign, and that creates an interesting cultural discourse in itself. And finally, what is pure culture? Cultures have always given and taken things from other cultures, right? All through history. So what you have is really a kind of hybridization of cultures. But the crucial question there is, who is hybridizing with whom and with what effect? That's a central question one should keep in mind. And I'll stop there. Thank you.